Michael Jordan didn't retire from basketball. He was hiding. And the paper trail that the NBA buried 30 years ago, it proves that the GOAT was serving a sentence. And before you rush to the comments to defend Michael Jordan, I have receipts, federal investigations, six-figure checks in criminals' bank accounts. And I have a quote from Jordan's own mouth that the league praised that you never review. So today, we climbing through 4 cover-ups that the NBA swept under the rug, and each one gets darker. And number 1 is the reason that this video might get taken down. Let's go. 1985. The Knicks, they are a corpse. The league's biggest TV market is flatlining, and the NBA is bleeding money. So what happens next? That exact year, the NBA conveniently invents the draft lottery. And the prize? Patrick Ewing, a once-in-a-decade franchise savior. Now watch David Stern's power play. The theory that refuses to die, says the Knicks. An envelope spent that afternoon in a freezer. So when the commissioner reached his hand into that drum, all David Stern had to do was find the cold one. Some say the corner was bent against the drum on purpose. Either way, Stern digs, grabs, and pulls out New York. The whispers of fraud started before the confetti hit the floor. And in 30 years, no one has ever proven that the drawing was legitimate. A rigged lottery is bad, but a rigged playoff series? That's a felony, literally. FBI kicks down the door of an NBA referee, Tim Donaghy, for betting on games that he officiated. He goes to federal prison. Case closed, right? Wrong. Because on his way down, Donaghy took the whole league with him. In federal court documents, he swore that the NBA told refs to swallow their whistle on star players because ejecting stars kills TV ratings. He swore that in the 2005 playoffs, after Mark Cuban cried to the league office, refs were told to target Yao Ming with phantom scream calls. And what was the NBA response? He's a line felon. Cool. Except the Rockets head coach, Jeff Van Gundy, told reporters that an official warned him about the Yao Ming hit job before it happened. Then the league fined him $100,000, as well as threatened his job to shut him up. You usually don't fine a man 6 figures for lying. The NBA fined him for talking. Now stay with me, because the frozen envelope and a crooked ref, that's nothing. Because the last 2 cover-ups involves a stolen championship and the greatest athlete who ever lived taking a secret plea deal. We 2 minutes from the receipts that the NBA buried. Game 6, 2002 Western Conference Finals. The Sacramento Kings are 1 win from the finals, up 3-2 on the Lakers. And what happens next is the single most disgusting officiating performance ever caught on camera. Watch the counter. The Lakers shot 40 free throws, and 27 of those free throws in the 4th quarter alone. Kobe Bryant throws an elbow directly into Mike Bibby's face. Blood on the floor, and the refs call a foul on Bibby. And both of the Kings centers, they foul out. It was so blatant that Ralph Nader, a former presidential candidate, demanded a federal investigation into the NBA basketball game. And years later, Donaghy's court letter confirmed what Sacramento already knew. 2 of the 3 refs that night were company men, manipulating the calls to force a Game 7. Because as we know, Game 7s print money for the league. The Lakers won the title, and the Kings dynasty got executed on live television. And the league, they just moved on. But even a stolen ring isn't the biggest thing that the league has buried. October 9th, Michael Jordan is 31 years old, fresh off a 3-peat, the most famous man on the planet, and he walks away to ride the minor league buses in Birmingham, Alabama. The media, they sold all of us that Jordan was burnt out. But here's what they didn't sell you. Months earlier, Jordan was spotted at an Atlantic City blackjack table the night before a playoff game. Then the IRS found a $57,000 check signed by Jordan in the bank of a convicted cocaine trafficker. Then another $108,000 in Jordan checks turned up in a briefcase of a bail bondsman who was murdered. Another golf hustler said that Jordan owed him $1.25 million. The league, they were in full panic mode. They hired a former federal judge to investigate the face of the sport. The walls were closing in. And then, here's the theory that the NBA has spent 30 years trying to kill. It wasn't a retirement. It was a suspension with a handshake. The league, they couldn't publicly ban the man who was printing their money. So Jordan walks away voluntarily. The heat, it evaporates, and the shield survives. And David Stern, he denied it until the day he passed, but rolled the tape from Jordan's own retirement press conference, asked if he'd ever come back. And Michael Jordan said this: "If David Stern lets me back into the league, I may come back." Whoa. Lets me? Why does a retired man needs the commissioners? And here's the dagger. Exactly 2 days after Jordan walked away, the NBA quietly closed its investigation. 2 days. The frozen envelope saved New York. The refs, they saved the ratings. And the deal saved the GOAT. 18 months in exile, then a 2-word fax: "I'm back." He returns and hangs 3 more banners. And the gambling files vanish from history like they never existed. If that deal really happened, it's the most flawless execution in sports history. They protected the shield, they protected the GOAT, and buried the paperwork so deep that 30 years later, grown adults still believe the best basketball player ever just wanted to hit 202 in AA. Every ring, every banner, every GOAT debate you have ever had was built on top of the things that they hid from you. So I need answers. Was Jordan secretly suspended, or is 18 months of baseball just a coincidence? And does the 2002 Kings robbery means we put an asterisk on the Lakers ring? I want you to pick a side and defend it in the comments right now, because I'm reading every single one. If I just broke your brain, smash that like button for your boy and subscribe, because next week I'll be digging up a secret the league really don't want trending. I'll see you on the next one. Holla at your boy. Peace. I'm out.